This is the AEW Collision April 20th, 2024 full show results video which takes place at Peoria Civic Center in Peoria, Illinois. The show started with a match between Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe and Adam Copeland versus Top Flight and Action Andretti, and the result of this match was Kingston and Briscoe and Copeland defeated Top Flight and Andretti by pinfall. After, they helped Andretti and the Martins up and everyone raised everyone else's arms. While they were all still in the ring, the lights went out. House of Black up on the big screen and Malachi Black says they'll dig so deep they'll reach Copeland's darkest fears, deep enough that he'll wonder if he's close to hell, but in an odd way that will feel familiar because for people like them hell is where the heart is, and Copeland looked slightly shook by that but Kingston laughed it off. The next match happened between Powerhouse Hobbs versus CJ Esparza, and the result of this match was Powerhouse Hobbs defeated Esparza by submission. Don Callis is on the mic after saying his family is the talk of wrestling and everyone is talking about Hobbs taking on Jon Moxley, the new IWGP champion, and he was directly responsible for Kenny Omega winning that title in 2017. Everyone also knows the biggest match in the history of Japanese wrestling was Jericho vs Omega at the Tokyo Dome, and that match was signed, sealed, and delivered by Callis. That match set them on a path of success they still enjoy to this day. Well, now he says it's time for him to get his favor back. He waited 6 years to cash in that favor and now he's happy to announce the match on Dynamite will now be for the IWGP Championship, and Callis promises to bring the title home to his family. Chris Jericho is shown backstage apologizing to Hook for what happened on Dynamite, and he claims to understand why Hook reacted how he did when he pushed Taz. He heard him say he would prove just how good he is, and he wants to take him up on that, and he's going to put him under the learning tree and beat him for the FTW Championship at Dynasty. Then we saw a match between the Guns versus the Acclaimed, and the result of this match was the Guns defeated the Acclaimed by pinfall. Bryan Danielson was interviewed and said he feels alive, and it seems the Callis family is up to something, and he wonders if Don doesn't quite have the faith in Will Ospreay that he claims he does, but he also feels alive because Takeshita dropped him on his head on the ramp, and tonight he gets to get some revenge, but also he gets Ospreay tomorrow and he can't wait. Ospreay comes in and says he had nothing to do with Dynamite or Collision and he wants no excuses, and Danielson doesn't believe him, simply saying sure and walking away. Mate, come on, you have to believe me on this. Toni Storm's video from after Dynamite last Wednesday and wanted the video in full color so Thunder Rosa could see what was done to her, her face caked in red. She says this is a business, not a charity, and if Thunder wanted to uplift women she should have stayed a social worker. She's a fighter, but Storm is a star and she made the title everything Rosa wanted it to be but couldn't make it so. Rosa basks in the glow of the sun that shines right out of her ass. That's actually what she said, folks. Hell is in my bedroom and I make love to my demons every bloody night, so don't worry, at Dynasty you can just watch. Then we saw a bunkhouse brawl match between BCC versus Kyle Fletcher and Konosuke Takeshita, and the result of this match was BCC defeated Fletcher and Takeshita by submission. Danielson gets a mic and asks for the music to be cut, and he said many have asked why he would do a bunkhouse match the night before wrestling Ospreay, and it's because some people when they think of heaven, they think of streets of gold and 40 virgins, but not him. His spirit is a part of this, and when he dies, his heaven will be standing in the ring and bleeding in front of all the fans in Peoria, Illinois. Chris Statlander backstage saying they're fired up, and Stokely says that means something different where he's from, an F to Julia Hart. Willow Nightingale says Julia knows she has her number and she's going to do something she's never done. She'll powerbomb her through the mat and back to the Shadow Realm she came from, and she will be walking out of Dynasty as TBS champion. The next match happened between Skye Blue versus Layla Hirsch, and the result of this match was Skye Blue defeated Layla Hirsch by submission. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between the Elite versus Pac and FTR, and the result of this match was Pac and FTR defeated the Elite by pinfall. The heels launch a beatdown post-match and Daniel Garcia rushes in to help out, and he, too, gets taken down quickly. The babyfaces manage to gain control and Pac locks up Okada in a submission before the Bucks can pull him out of there, and the show goes off the air.